Agriculture in Timor has always been pretty tough. People arrived here maybe 10,000 years ago, but more recently 4,000 years ago. Through all that time though, they've had a very tough time to produce enough food for themselves and for their families. Children were very hungry and people were very malnutritioned. Most families don't produce enough food on their farms to feed themselves for the full 12 months of the year. So in Timor we often say there's 3 seasons. There's a wet season, a dry season and a hungry season. The objective of Seeds of Life is to get rid of the hungry season. The Green Revolution was a major revolution in food production in the whole world in the early 1960s. Yields per hectare on farm were stagnant and population was growing quite rapidly. In response to this, researchers worked together to produce new technologies for farmers to increase yield on farm. From 1960 to 1990, Indonesia doubled the amount of rice produced from the same area of rice in the 1960s. Sadly, East Timor missed out on that Green Revolution. There's been almost no increase in food production per farming family as long as people have been here in Timor. Most agriculture in East Timor is based on farming families farming about a hectare of land. A hectare of land is about as much as you can weed. Many farmers could plant more rice or corn, they could grow more, they could harvest more, they could pick more, but they're limited by how much they could weed. As a family getting together during the wet season, when the weeds grow very, very quickly, it's difficult to keep on top of them. That uses up all the energy in farming in this tough country. If you have poor yielding varieties and no inputs, yields aren't quite enough to feed a family for 12 months.
Bernas itu ikut keluar dari yang kotoran itu, Pak. Bagaimana? Itu karena apa? Karena ayakan bawahnya.
Seeds of Life program testing new varieties on farmer fields commenced in 2005. The new rice variety called Necroma yields 20% more rice than the older varieties. This means farmers, for no extra effort, no extra fertiliser, no extra herbicide, no extra work, can produce 20% more yield. The rice variety is also a little bit shorter in duration, which means farmers can get more crops in the ground. One of our very keen rice farming ladies says the new rice variety has doubled her rice yield because she can get an extra crop in the ground than she had before. She now has a surplus of rice. Before she never sold rice, now she's selling rice and has bought herself new assets to set herself up as a farming business. She wants to get ahead and the new varieties are the first step on the ladder, getting her onto commercial farming.
Saya senang menerima pembibitan itu, jagung, padi, kacang.
I'm very pleased to be part of this educational program. We planted corn, rice, peanuts and cassava. The high-yielding crops produce excellent quality. We harvested excellent crops in 2005, 2006 and 2007. The other farmers were surprised at the results and wondered where the seeds came from. I explained to them that they were from the Seeds of Life. We're now very pleased and happy to continue planting with these seeds, and we could ask for more seeds from the Seeds of Life. I consume some of the produce for my daily consumption and sold whatever surplus I had to provide income for my family.
Sedikit dari Seeds of Life.
Seeds of Life is a program which brings the best of international science to East Timor. Sadly, there are some groups who don't understand what we're doing and they believe we're doing things like importing genetically modified foods or hybrid seeds into East Timor. This is not true. Seeds of Life brings in varieties that are appropriate for East Timorese farmers. We use public domain varieties that farmers will never have to pay a royalty on. We use varieties that farmers can harvest a seed and plant themselves as a basis of all the varieties we produce.
He said the corn is good. Quality is good quality, yes.
We do get opposition that people think that when we introduce new varieties, we also introduce fertiliser and herbicides. That's not true either. Farmers themselves decide whether to grow the seeds or not. It's not a package with fertiliser, it's not a package with herbicides. Farmers can reproduce the technology of the seeds themselves year after year, being more independent, being stronger each year, without any dependencies on fertiliser companies or access to external inputs. Seeds of Life is coming to bring the revolution, the green revolution, to East Timor. Our aim and desire is to give farmers opportunities to produce new high-yielding varieties, like what's happened in every country in the world. It's happened in Australia, happened in Indonesia, happened in India, that farmers are able to grow new varieties, increase food production, feed their family well, and sell a surplus to the cities.
Oh,